what, Gabby?
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what you think you did to me.
Hey, this is Goldie, and I'm back with another video. So, it's been a few days since this whole Shannon Sharpe saga has been dropped, and things have gotten really crazy over the past couple days. There has been so many issues, so many problematic things that have come from this whole Shannon Sharpe debacle. Now, we've been talking about it for a few days, and I've really been on the fence about continuing to make videos about it because I just didn't know if it was something that people really wanted to hear about. But I have a lot of things that I really need to get off my chest, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make these couple videos. This first video is going to be talking about his teenage love affair. Okay. And the fact that it's been rumored that Shaq has been the one to kind of put the feelers out there to kind of get information about Shannon and what Shannon has been doing. Now, I heard from, I guess, an alleged source, it was leaked yesterday that a former bodyguard of Shannon Sharpe texted, or he did a tweet and delete saying that Shannon actually met his teenage love affair at a Diddy party when she was just 17. Now, do I believe this? Yes, I do. And the reason why I believe this is because if you pay attention to Monique and both Cat Williams, they both were on the show kind of trying to talk a little bit of sense into Shannon. Now, for the ladies, we might know Shannon primarily through Club Shay Shay or his time with Ocho Cinco. We might know a little bit about him through his commentary on some of the sports websites or shows or whatever, like ESPN or FS1 or whatever. But to be honest, I knew of him, but didn't really get a chance to start paying close attention to him until the Club Shay Shay era happened. I knew that he liked Nicole Murphy and all of that stuff. I had seen him around. To be honest, he reminds me of, some people that I know. And I think that's kind of the allure with him and him being considered an unk and everything. I feel like, he's familiar to so many of us in different ways because we have family members, real uncles who look like him, mentors or people that we have known, in different ways through church or whatever in the community that kind of remind you of Shannon Sharpe. He kind of is really that uncle. So when this whole thing kind of popped off, it just was really surprising. But when you really think about it, not really too surprising, right? Because Shannon had a lot of red flags, and I think I'll go into them in just a little bit, but I think that both Cat Williams and Monique were kind of trying to warn Shannon. Now, one thing I think they were wanting to warn him about is, Shannon was well respected in the Black community, but as a celebrity, I don't think he was really respected by his peers. Shannon has a lot of enemies. It's a lot of people don't like him. He has a lot of lawsuits. Not even talking about these 2 sexual assault lawsuits, or 2.5, since that lawsuit has become public again, or has been revised recently. Not those 2 sexual assault lawsuits, but just different, lawsuits from other people like Brett Favre. He's had a lot of conflict with people like Skip, and even Stephen A. Smith. Like, the guys really don't like Shannon that much. And I think that it's because he portrays himself to be something that he's really not. And for those of us in the audience, the fans, the supporters, the subscribers, we really don't know the inside scoop, but they do. And I think that's what Monique and Cat Williams were kind of trying to, warn him about, on the slick side. But we know that Shannon is very arrogant. He has the ego. So, of course, he probably felt like it couldn't happen to him, or there was a way for him to finagle his way out of it. And to be honest, it was. Until January of 2025, when he slipped up and continued going on into the act with this young lady after she had said no, and after she had requested for him to wear protection. That's when they got him. And that's the real reason why this lawsuit has any real teeth to it. A lot of us are spending time talking about the girl's race and the girl's age, and both of them, we are making valid points about. But what's really at hand here, the issue really at hand here, is the fact that she said no and he disregarded her. Is the fact that she asked for protection and he disregarded that request. And that's really what we really should be thinking about when it comes to this whole issue with Shannon. But we are being distracted in so many ways, and Shannon even played into the distraction, or initiated the distraction, with his little statement that was well curated and very intentional from him, talking about it being a targeting or a shakedown, or something about some racial issue. That was grade A, top tier manipulation, and a lot of the masses have run with that. But baby, I'm bringing us back to the center, and that is this issue is about the fact that he disregarded her request for protection and her protesting no. He moved past it and continued to do what it is that he wanted to do for himself. So that's the real issue. So anyway, back on the Hollywood side, the side that most of us don't know anything about, a lot of people don't like Shannon, and they really don't have a lot of respect for him. They feel that he's fake, and they feel that he does this gladiator type of war where he knocks his competition down. And aside from that, a lot of people are really jealous of Shannon. This whole Cat Williams thing that happened was like something that was so unintentional. But it wasn't due to Shannon. Shannon didn't do anything spectacular to make this thing happen. It was Cat. What Cat did could have happened on any show, like Cam Newton, for example. Like the same thing, the views, the 30 million views and all of this stuff could have happened on any podcast that Cat went to. Cat is the talent, okay? It could have happened anywhere, but the thing is that it happened on Shannon. He got lucky, and a lot of the guys were jealous about that. So aside from the fact that Shannon is not who he portrays himself to be to us, and a little bit of jealousy, everybody on the other side have a vendetta against him. They want to see him fail. So when it came out that Shaq had dropped this recording asking Matt Barnes to kind of get the info, that kind of played into it. So take a listen to the recording that Shaq that was leaked regarding Shannon Barnes. I want you to take a listen to that and kind of get a little bit of info about that.
I don't know if you're on this kind of time, but I was in a group chat the other day, or actually just yesterday, and Shaq said he's paying top dollar for any information on old boy. So, again, I don't know if you're on that kind of time or not, but Shaq is known to throw large sums of money around, so just want to put that out there. Stay quiet. Hey, he said, please keep it quiet. He said that Shannon did some shit back to him a while back, and he's been off him. So that's why he's doing this, but please keep his name quiet.
To that. Have you guys talked?
We haven't. Shaq feels the way he feels, and he's perfectly fine
And
to
now
feel that
take a
way.
listen to some of the ways that that Shannon has been playing dirty. Shannon been playing dirty. Take a listen to some of the things that he's been saying about some of the other guys and kind of stopping their bags and getting in the way of their bags.
Never gonna see another guy Shaq's size with his athleticism that was as dominant as him. Shaq should have 5 MVPs. He sees a guy like Nikola Jokic that's not as dominant as him and gets 3 and 4 years. But see, when you historically great, they talk about you as great basketball player, the GOAT, and Shaq is never brought up. And I think a part of him is envious of that.
When we talk about the greatest basketball players of all time as far as the GOAT conversation, Shaq's name is never brought up in that?
Yeah. It's hard for me to put somebody in the GOAT conversation with 1 MVP, regular season. It's hard, Gil. So we're going to take somebody with 1 regular season MVP and put him in front of people that got 3, that got 4, that got 5. If Shaq would have had, if he'd had my work ethic, he'd have had 40,000 points.
And just for good measure, I'm going to go ahead and add Cat Williams and Monique in here, and we can hear their warnings to him.
Because it's Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Are you trying to say? What you trying to say? Mo?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at your.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my life.
Let me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get your old bitch out there that can love you.
As any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Okay, and what do you think? I want to know what it is that you think. Do you think that he could have actually met this girl when she was 17? I mean, for the fact that she's 19, that's not much better. In my opinion, the girl is still a child. So for the fact that she's 19, it's not much better. But, I mean, it's legal, right? And all of the little dirty Dans, you know, the little Peter Pervs been out here saying, oh, this ain't no issue because she legal. So, you know, that has, in my opinion, emboldened Shannon to sit around and act as if he's done nothing wrong or there's nothing to see here. But there's a lot wrong, okay? And there's a lot to see here that we really aren't focusing on. But for Shannon to be 56 and cool with this 21-year-old or 19-year-old, I wouldn't be surprised if he was 53 and the girl was 17. You know, and if he really is playing in this world like we think he is back in celebrity land that's kind of concealed from us, you know, he wouldn't be the only one talking to younger girls, right? But the difference is that he is presenting himself as if he's not doing what they all are doing. in the background, and he'll even castigate or criticize people publicly for doing the same thing that he's doing. You know, now that I mention it, I'm going to go ahead and put the little clip about Rollins and how he made a big deal about him dating this girl who had a smaller, although significant, age gap with his child's mom versus what Shannon did with this 19-year-old. So anyway, take a listen.
She 23. Donnell, 20. Why you didn't date her mom? Why you go for the Donnell?
I didn't date her mom because why didn't I date her mom?
Yeah, good question.
No, wait.
I'm asking the question.
No, because
this ain't the Donnell Rollins show.
Love is love.
If you don't,
love is love.
I agree with you.
What?
You like them young, though.
Say Drake, I heard you. No.
Don't do that. I don't like them young. I like what I love. I didn't groom nobody, son. It is what it is.
But
I can't date nobody my age and get what I wanted. What I look like getting a 48-year-old bitch pregnant.
It's possible.
It could have happened, but I ain't want them odds.
Hold on. She was on Bad Girls Club?
Yes.
You like bad girls?
I made her a good girl. Nigga, say that. Ask me another question.
You like toxic.
I was going through a transition in my life, and if somebody made me feel good about myself, that I knew in the future I was gonna have a beautiful son that you was gonna try to ruin the relationship I had with him by talking about did he see you between Diddy legs. I saw the future of this show before we even goddamn did it. All right? And I didn't break no laws. I didn't do. Yes, she's a lot younger than me. But that's what it was. I gave my opportunity. I gave myself an opportunity. Why you hating on me?
Where y'all meet at? Forever 21?
No, y'all ain't gotta laugh that hard, son. You know what?
I'm just trying to figure out that. I mean, where you meet a 23-year-old at? Because I mean, hey, 23, I think I'm a couple of years older than you. I go 33. So I just need to know. 23, 33, they're probably in the same area. Maybe we can hang out.
I'm not with you. I am not hanging with you. I'm not hanging with you. Okay. What I want to say, there was a part of my life where someone gave me a certain energy that I needed. And they expressed to me, I wasn't out there on no playgrounds.
Yeah.
I didn't have R. Kelly in the background. And they expressed to me that and this is how they get you. I like older men. Bing, 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 bing,
right.
bing.
You like younger women.
Now go ahead and give me your thoughts. What do you think about this whole Shannon saga? Is it a shakedown? Are we missing the bigger picture? Like, are we missing the point? Is Shannon a manipulator? I kind of think he is. But what are your thoughts? Do you think he is? Anyway, get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Share, comment, subscribe. Let's get some conversation going around this because, to be honest, I got 2 more videos coming on this. But to be honest, from my perspective, Shannon needs to be canceled. This ain't nothing that we can just sweep under the rug or we can just laugh and joke about or create memes about. This is predatory behavior and it has to be acknowledged as such. And Shannon needs to be canceled. And that's just my perspective on that. All right. So remember, your love is golden and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.